Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Y&R Early Week Spoilers August 25th to 29th, Sally's Disaster, Phyllis's Assignment Outcome. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of August 25th suggest some twists and turns. Fans can expect Sally Spectra's, Courtney Hope, launch party to face some complications. Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Plus, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, should have some developments for Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, regarding her first assignment. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up next week in the CBS soap opera. Phyllis Summers' assignment. Let's start off with Phyllis, who is eager to earn her place with Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. The tycoon told Phyllis they are not partners, she works for him. We know that he ends up giving Phyllis her first assignment. At some point, Phyllis could try to help Kane with his kids. After all, Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, told the kids before Kane had a chance to do it himself, and now they won't take his calls. At one time, Phyllis and Lily were really good friends. However, for now, it likely has to do with Kane hinting at hacking. What is this? Phyllis Summers' assignment. In the ever-twisting landscape of Genoa City, few characters embody reinvention, strategy, and fiery resilience quite like Phyllis Summers. For decades, she has been one of the most unpredictable forces on The Young and the Restless, constantly evolving from manipulator to victim, heroine to villain, and back again. Now, in a brand new storyline that fans are buzzing about, Phyllis has taken on an assignment that could change not just her life but also reshape the future of several families across the canvas. This isn't just another scheme or side project, it's a mission layered with danger, emotional stakes, and a possible redemption arc that may surprise even her harshest critics. But as with everything Phyllis touches, her assignment comes with high risks, potential betrayals, and ripple effects that no one in Genoa City is fully prepared to face. The intriguing part of this new chapter is how it starts off so subtly. On the surface, Phyllis appears to be working on a professional venture, throwing herself into something that looks like it's designed to keep her distracted from past mistakes and recent heartbreaks. Yet, as fans know, Phyllis doesn't do anything lightly, and she rarely undertakes an endeavor without hidden motives. Her assignment has layers. On one hand, it looks business-driven, tied to restoring her name and legacy in Genoa City's competitive entrepreneurial scene. On the other, it has deeply personal undertones, rooted in her ongoing quest for respect, recognition, and perhaps even forgiveness. The lines between professional duty and personal vendetta blur as her plans evolve, pulling her into dangerous territory. Viewers recall that Phyllis has recently endured humiliating setbacks. Between strained relationships with her children, mistrust from her peers, and her own self-inflicted wounds, her reputation has been battered. For many, her assignment is seen as an attempt at damage control. But Phyllis isn't someone who merely survives, she thrives when the odds are against her. Her determination to rebuild has never been stronger, and this particular mission could be her ultimate way to silence her doubters. Yet, the whispers in Genoa City suggest this is more than simple reputation rehab. There are rumors that her assignment has been given to her by a powerful figure, someone who sees Phyllis's cunning as an asset and is willing to take advantage of her hunger to prove herself. That possibility makes everything more explosive because if Phyllis is being manipulated, she may eventually turn the tables in spectacular fashion. Naturally, this has left fans debating what exactly her assignment entails. Some believe it's tied to Victor Newman's empire, since he's never one to shy away from using pawns to protect his family's interests. Others speculate that Jack Abbott may have indirectly pushed Phyllis into this path, perhaps offering her one last chance to demonstrate loyalty or usefulness. Still, others wonder if the assignment is connected to Tucker McCall or Audra Charles, whose business dealings have become increasingly intertwined with Genoa City's movers and shakers. Whatever the case, it's clear that Phyllis has once again placed herself at the center of a storm, and it's only a matter of time before that storm erupts into a full-blown war. But beyond the business intrigue, there's the emotional weight of this storyline. For all her bravado, Phyllis longs for stability, family connection, and acceptance. She has damaged her relationships with both Summer and Daniel, and while she desperately wants to repair them, she also can't resist making choices that jeopardize her progress. Could this assignment be the bridge that reconnects her with her children, or will it drive them further away? If her mission involves dangerous alliances or moral compromises, there's a strong chance her kids will once again lose faith in her. And for a woman like Phyllis, who thrives on passion and connection, that would be the ultimate failure. What makes Phyllis's new mission especially fascinating is the unpredictability of her tactics. She is a master of deception, equally skilled at seduction, manipulation, and negotiation. Her charm can disarm enemies, her intellect can outmaneuver rivals, and her willingness to cross lines that others won't makes her uniquely formidable. That's why Genoa City residents underestimate her at their peril. But Phyllis also has a tragic flaw: she can't always control her impulses. Sometimes her need to prove herself or strike back overwhelms her logic, leading to spectacular implosions. This duality, brilliant strategist and reckless firebrand, keeps fans glued to their screens, wondering whether this assignment will be her triumph or her downfall. Speculation about the ripple effects of her assignment runs rampant. If her mission involves corporate espionage or sabotage, it could drag Newman Enterprises, Jabot, and Chancellor Winters into fresh conflict. If it's a personal vendetta disguised as business, the likes of Diane Jenkins, Sharon Rosales, or Nikki Newman could become collateral damage. And if there's an element of danger tied to outside players, perhaps a return of darker forces from Phyllis's past, it could escalate into a storyline where lives are at risk. No matter the direction, one thing is certain: Phyllis won't be playing it safe. The irony of this situation isn't lost on longtime fans. Time and again, Phyllis has tried to start fresh, swearing she's changed, promising to focus on her family and live an honest life. And time and again, she gets pulled into schemes, usually by her own doing. It's part of what makes her such a compelling character. She's both relatable in her yearning for love and redemption, and infuriating in her tendency to self-sabotage. Her assignment represents the quintessential Phyllis storyline, an opportunity to rise above her past, but also a test of whether she can resist her worst instincts. From a meta perspective, this storyline is also a masterstroke for the writers. Michelle Stafford, who embodies Phyllis with such fiery charisma, thrives when given material that allows her to straddle the line between heroine and villain. Fans don't want a tame Phyllis, they want her messy, complicated, passionate, and unpredictable. This assignment storyline promises all of that and more, giving Stafford the chance to deliver powerhouse performances that remind viewers why Phyllis is a cornerstone of the young and the restless. Looking ahead, there are countless possible outcomes. Phyllis could emerge as the unlikely hero, saving Genoa City from a corporate or personal disaster while reclaiming her place among the town's power players. She could, alternatively, dig herself into a hole so deep that even her allies abandon her, forcing her into exile once again. Or, perhaps most tantalizingly, she could straddle both outcomes, achieving success but paying a devastating personal price. That bittersweet note would be entirely fitting for a character like Phyllis, whose victories always seem to come with painful consequences. At its heart, Phyllis's assignment storyline is about more than just business or schemes. It's about identity, resilience, and the eternal question of whether people can truly change. For fans who have watched her journey for decades, this arc offers the chance to see her tested in ways she hasn't been before. Will she finally rise above her patterns, or will she repeat them with even higher stakes? The suspense is palpable, the possibilities endless, and the drama inevitable. In the coming weeks, viewers can expect fireworks. Secrets will be exposed, alliances tested, and Phyllis's true motives will come to light. Her assignment could turn allies into enemies, enemies into reluctant partners, and reshape the dynamics of Genoa City in unpredictable ways. But no matter what happens, one thing is clear: Phyllis Summers is back in the spotlight, and she's not letting go anytime soon. Her assignment isn't just another storyline, it's a defining moment, one that could cement her legacy as either Genoa City's most cunning survivor or its most tragic cautionary tale. Phyllis Summers' assignment is far more than a simple project, it's an intricate web that ties together Genoa City's most powerful players. As more details surface, fans are starting to realize this storyline isn't just about Phyllis reinventing herself. It's about survival, power, and ultimately, legacy. The genius of this plot is that no one yet knows who is truly behind the mission. Did Phyllis dream it up herself to claw her way back to the top, or is she secretly being used as a pawn in a much larger game? The whispers in the shadows point to multiple suspects. If it's Victor Newman, then we know he has a bigger agenda, possibly taking down Tucker McCall once and for all. If it's Jack Abbott, then maybe his request was more personal, perhaps pushing Phyllis to prove she can be trusted in the fight against Diane Jenkins' influence. But what if the assignment was handed down by someone entirely unexpected, like Audra Charles or even an old enemy from Phyllis's past? That possibility raises the stakes sky high. One of the most compelling parts of this story is how Phyllis has to balance her new mission with the fragile relationships in her life. Summer and Daniel have only just begun to warm up to her again, after months of estrangement. The last thing they want is to watch their mother spiral into another reckless scheme. Yet Phyllis can't resist the lure of taking on something that promises both redemption and revenge. This sets up inevitable clashes. Will Daniel be the one to intervene, fearing his mother is sabotaging her second chance, or will Summer lose patience and cut ties altogether? The emotional fallout here could rival any corporate intrigue. Meanwhile, Diane Jenkins looms in the background like a shadow. No matter what Phyllis is working on, Diane is always the measuring stick. Their decades-long rivalry is legendary, and even if Diane isn't directly tied to the assignment, fans can bet that she will find herself entangled in it somehow. Diane may see Phyllis's new mission as a threat to her own stability with Jack, and if so, she'll stop at nothing to sabotage her rival. This opens the door for yet another round of the Abbott family being pulled into Phyllis versus Diane warfare, something Kyle, Jack, and even Ashley may find themselves unwillingly dragged into. But let's not forget about the business side. Phyllis thrives on corporate maneuvering, and her assignment could very well put her back in the driver's seat of Genoa City's cutthroat business world. Imagine if she's tasked with infiltrating a company, whether Newman Media, Chancellor Winters, or Tucker's Empire, and gathering intel or disrupting deals. That kind of corporate espionage would be vintage Phyllis, giving her the chance to flex her intellect and cunning. However, such moves also guarantee making enemies, and if she gets caught, the fallout could be catastrophic. What's fascinating here is how the assignment blurs morality. On one hand, Phyllis may believe she's doing the right thing, either for her family or for her own survival. On the other, her methods could put innocent people at risk. This ethical gray area is exactly where Phyllis thrives, because it forces viewers to debate whether she's a hero or a villain in the making. And Michelle Stafford knows exactly how to play that ambiguity, leaning into Phyllis's fiery passion one moment and her vulnerable heart the next. Another juicy possibility in this arc is romance. Whenever Phyllis takes on a big mission, her heart inevitably gets tangled up. Could this assignment lead her back into Jack's orbit, reigniting sparks between them? Or might she find herself aligning with someone unexpected, perhaps a rekindled fling with Nick Newman, or even a surprising connection with Tucker McCall? A romance twist layered on top of her already high-stakes assignment would add the emotional depth that makes the young and the restless thrive. The risks, however, are monumental. If Phyllis succeeds in her assignment, she could reclaim her spot among Genoa City's elite, restoring her name, her power, and even her relationships. But if she fails, or worse, if her children discover she's once again resorted to schemes and lies, it could be the final nail in the coffin of her family life. Phyllis has walked this tightrope before, but this time the stakes feel bigger, sharper, and more dangerous than ever. Tessa Porter's romance. Over with Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, and Daniel Romalotti, Jr., Michael Graziadei, they will continue getting closer. Their dynamic is turning from friendship and support to romance. Daniel has already confessed his feelings for Tessa to Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian. Meanwhile, Tessa admitted to Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, that she found someone who has been helping her through the separation with Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes. Tessa Porter's romance. Y&R. Tessa Porter has always been one of Genoa City's most magnetic figures, a character who entered the young and the restless not only with an unforgettable voice but also with a presence that demanded attention. Over the years, her journey has been filled with artistic struggles, dark secrets, and emotional breakthroughs. But through all the turbulence, one storyline has continually captured the hearts of fans around the world: her romance. Tessa's love life has been as unpredictable as her music career, evolving into one of the most important arcs in the show's recent history. Now, with a brand new chapter unfolding, the question isn't just what's next for Tessa, it's whether her romance will soar to new heights or crumble under the heavy weight of outside forces. From the moment Tessa was introduced, she carried an air of mystery. A singer-songwriter with big dreams, she was caught between survival and ambition, often making choices that alienated others. But everything changed when she fell in love. Her romance wasn't just a plotline, it became groundbreaking, redefining the way daytime television approached love stories. It wasn't merely about passion or drama, it was about authenticity, vulnerability, and two people finding each other in the most unexpected of circumstances. Tessa's romance with Mariah Copeland has become iconic, cemented as one of the show's boldest and most celebrated pairings. Their relationship was slow burn, filled with obstacles, betrayals, and moments of raw honesty. It was also deeply symbolic, two women learning to navigate their insecurities, families, and careers while holding on to each other. For fans, the Mariah-Tessa relationship, or Taraya, as they've been lovingly dubbed, wasn't just another soap couple, it was a milestone in representation, offering viewers a love story that felt fresh, modern, and deeply resonant. Now, however, things are shifting. With new challenges looming, Tessa's romance faces a crossroads. Parenthood has added layers of joy and responsibility, but also strains that neither she nor Mariah fully anticipated. The adoption of baby Aria brought immeasurable happiness but also tested their patience as they adjusted to sleepless nights, communication hurdles, and balancing personal dreams with family obligations. Tessa, who once defined herself by her music, now finds herself struggling to maintain her career while ensuring that Mariah doesn't feel abandoned. Meanwhile, Mariah, fiercely independent and deeply protective, sometimes feels overwhelmed by Tessa's pursuit of professional success, especially when it comes at the expense of time together. This tension sets the stage for a powerful storyline. Can Tessa and Mariah's romance withstand the storm of competing priorities? Or will cracks begin to show in what fans thought was an unshakable bond? The beauty of their relationship is that it has always been about finding balance. But in true soap fashion, external forces may soon test their love in ways that could either strengthen or destroy it. One major complication lies in Tessa's career. Music has always been her passion, and recently, new opportunities have begun knocking on her door. Industry executives, hungry for fresh talent, see her as a rising star who could finally break through into mainstream fame. But with fame comes pressure, long nights at the studio, potential tours, and the unavoidable temptations of the spotlight. Mariah wants to support Tessa's dreams, but deep down, she fears losing her partner to the demands of celebrity. For viewers, this raises the stakes dramatically. If Tessa's star rises too quickly, could Mariah feel left behind? Complicating matters even further, whispers suggest that Tessa may find herself drawn into collaborations with new faces, producers, artists, and managers who may not respect her personal boundaries. This opens the door to jealousy, insecurity, and potential betrayal. Could a seemingly innocent professional partnership lead to temptation? Would Mariah's insecurities drive a wedge between them? The very idea has fans bracing for impact, knowing that soaps thrive on exactly these kinds of emotional powder kegs. Still, romance isn't only about conflict, it's also about passion, intimacy, and renewal. Despite the obstacles, Tessa and Mariah remain one of the most deeply connected couples on the canvas. Their chemistry is undeniable, and the writers continue to lean into their bond as a cornerstone of The Young and the Restless. Even in moments of doubt, their love has proven resilient. This is why so many fans believe that, no matter what challenges come their way, they will ultimately find their way back to each other. Their romance isn't fleeting, it's epic. But the question of what form epic will take remains unanswered. Could we see a renewal of vows, a romantic getaway designed to reconnect, or even a dramatic crisis that pulls them closer together? Or will we see something darker, a separation, a betrayal, or a devastating misunderstanding that threatens to end them for good? In true Y&R fashion, the possibilities are endless, and every twist is designed to keep viewers glued to their screens. Beyond Mariah, though, some fans speculate whether the writers might introduce a new layer to Tessa's love life. Could another character step into her orbit, testing her commitment and introducing a shocking triangle? Soap operas thrive on triangles, and while Taraya fans might recoil at the thought, others argue that introducing a rival for Tessa's heart could create some of the juiciest drama the show has seen in years. The beauty of Tessa's romance arc is that it isn't just about love, it's about identity, sacrifice, and growth. She has evolved from a guarded, mysterious outsider into a partner, mother, and artist struggling to balance all parts of her life. Her love story has always been about more than grand gestures, it's about the daily challenges of building a life together. That's what makes her romance resonate so deeply with fans, and why every twist feels so personal. Looking ahead, it's clear that Tessa's romance is entering a defining phase. If she and Mariah can navigate the storms ahead, they could emerge stronger than ever, becoming one of Genoa City's most enduring couples. But if they falter, the fallout could be devastating, not just for them, but for everyone connected to them. Either way, Tessa Porter's romance promises to deliver the kind of heartfelt, dramatic storytelling that makes The Young and the Restless a staple of daytime television. Tessa Porter's romance has always thrived in the tension between her personal dreams and her private commitments. At the core of her relationship with Mariah Copeland lies a push and pull that resonates with every viewer who has ever tried to balance love with ambition. Genoa City is not a town that allows anyone to live quietly, every dream comes with consequences, and every passion collides with a rival's agenda. For Tessa, the upcoming months could be the most pivotal yet. The growing pressure of her music career is one of the largest threats looming over her romance. Tessa's gift is undeniable, her voice, her songwriting, and her emotional performances make her unique on the canvas. But with talent comes temptation, and industry insiders are beginning to whisper that a bigger stage awaits her. There are rumors of touring offers, contracts that could propel her into mainstream fame, and collaborations that would require her to travel. Mariah has always been supportive of Tessa's music, but what happens when that support clashes with the reality of raising Aria? Parenthood is already a challenge, and Mariah's stability-driven nature doesn't always align with the uncertainty of the entertainment business. Fans are buzzing about a potential storyline where Tessa has to choose between the tour of a lifetime and staying in Genoa City for her family. That choice could ignite one of the most emotional arcs we've ever seen from her. If she chooses the tour, Mariah might feel abandoned. If she stays, she risks resenting the decision, leading to unspoken frustrations. Either way, the writers are setting the stage for a classic soap dilemma, love versus ambition, and no matter which side Tessa lands on, the fallout will ripple through every aspect of her romance. Adding another layer is the possibility of outside interference. In soap storytelling, love is rarely tested only from within, outside players inevitably stir the pot. With Tessa's rising profile, the door is wide open for new characters to enter her orbit. Imagine a charismatic music producer who sees Tessa as more than just talent, or a fellow musician who sparks jealousy. Mariah's insecurities, already heightened by her need to feel chosen and prioritized, could spiral if she feels another person encroaching on their bond. The threat of a triangle, real or imagined, would create riveting tension. At the same time, Mariah isn't without her own challenges. Her loyalty to family, particularly Sharon, and her involvement in business ventures at Newman Media, could leave her distracted or pulled in directions that clash with Tessa's needs. What happens if Mariah takes on a new role that consumes her energy while Tessa faces her own crossroads? Two people who love each other deeply, but who are both pulled by external demands, might slowly drift apart without even realizing it. That slow unraveling, punctuated by passionate arguments and desperate reconciliations, could become one of the most talked about arcs of the season. Another angle that fans are speculating about is Tessa and Mariah's journey as parents. Aria's adoption was a turning point, but raising a child always brings unexpected struggles. What if health complications arise? What if biological ties come back to haunt them? Soap operas thrive on family drama, and there's always the chance that Aria's biological parents, or extended relatives, could appear, creating legal or emotional chaos. If that happens, Tessa and Mariah's bond will be tested like never before. Would they unite to protect their daughter, or would the stress push them toward cracks in their romance? The emotional weight of Tessa's romance lies in how much she's already evolved. When she first came to Genoa City, she was guarded, secretive, and willing to manipulate when necessary. Today, she's more open, vulnerable, and committed to the family she's built. But deep down, she's still the same woman who carries scars from her past, abandonment, fear of failure, and the relentless need to prove herself. These insecurities, if triggered, could become obstacles in her relationship. Mariah, meanwhile, has her own baggage, betrayal, identity struggles, and her constant battle with feelings of inadequacy. Together, they've built something beautiful, but together, they could also implode if the wrong wounds are reopened. There's also the broader question of Genoa City's influence. The Newman and Abbott families cast long shadows, and even if Tessa and Mariah try to keep their lives independent, those families inevitably pull them into their orbit. Sharon's ongoing battles, Faith's growth, and the constant Newman rivalries could spill into their relationship. What if Tessa gets drawn into one of those wars, willingly or unwillingly? Could Victor or Adam Newman, ever calculating, use Tessa's career to manipulate Mariah? The very thought raises tantalizing possibilities. For now, though, the heart of the story remains love. No matter the challenges, Tessa and Mariah's connection is undeniable. They've broken barriers on daytime television, representing a relationship that resonates deeply with viewers who see themselves in their journey. That representation is powerful, and it ensures that their story will never be just another romance. It will always be something larger, something cultural, something iconic. That's why every fan is watching closely. The stakes are bigger than just drama, they're about preserving a love story that matters. Week of August 25, 2025. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, will have to decide whether to forgive Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, or dump her. It would be different if she had been totally honest before. Chances are that Nate just won't be able to trust her anymore. That could lead Nate to seek comfort in Victoria Newman's, Amelia Heinle, arms. There should also be some more paybacks for Audra from Claire. The blonde really enjoyed giving Audra a taste of her own medicine. However, could Claire end up going way too far? There is also Sally's launch party for Abbott Communications. However, there is a chance that things will go wrong. Since Audra is going off the rails, she could do something that publicly humiliates Sally, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and Abbott Communications at that party. What is this? That would definitely be a recipe for disaster. It also might force Billy to question Sally's decisions as a leader. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of August 25, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to